Hello, everyone. As always, welcome to today's daily Bible reading. I'm Khalil.
I'm Xavier.
And today we're going to be continuing our reading of Joshua. We're going to be starting off with Joshua 12. Do you want to talk about some of the stuff you read? Because you read the last few chapters.
Yeah, so we started off with taking over Jericho. From there, we kind of just seen them taking over most of the land that they would be dwelling in. We seen things like the conquering of Ai, like I said, Jericho. We seen Israel get deceived by Gibeon, and so now they did what the Lord told them not to do, which was make league with one of the people that was nearby. So we'll see how that affects us later. But they did; they were deceived, and so when going into the land of Gibeon, we couldn't kill them, we couldn't fight them. They really just became our quote-unquote servants. But from there, we've seen multiple kings try to take out Israel, and Israel take them out instead and conquer them, take their land, and things of that nature. So that's pretty much the gist of what we read yesterday. Mm-hmm.
And so today we'll be picking up with Joshua 12. But since today is the 11th, we'll be starting with our daily Proverbs, Proverbs 11. So I'm already there. You want me to get you?
You got it.
All right, cool. All right, so without further ado, we can start with Proverbs 11. Verse 1. A false balance is abomination to the Lord, but just weight is his delight. Remember, abomination is like incredibly disgusting. Think of it like cockroach eggs, if you've ever seen them. Something incredibly disgusting, right? But even remember, balances, maybe easier for you to recall this if you live in America. Have you ever seen what sometimes we call Lady Justice, or pictures of that? She's holding a scale. That's what balances are in the Bible. It's a scale. And essentially saying, well, a scale can be just or unjust, in that if it's broken, then it doesn't really weigh equally. It just weighs whatever at the given time. But if it's a balance, or he puts it just weights, it's the same way, because if you use a broken balance, the weight doesn't really matter. It tips whatever way it's broken, right? But if it's a just weight, then it is equal, right? So it's all to the point of just judgment, where are you just and equal in your judgment, or are you biased? Are you wicked? Do you say good is evil and evil is good? That's his point. So the Lord hates it when we say evil things are good. We have unrighteous or unjust judgment. And it's his delight when we do have correct judgment, right? And that goes for everything, whether it be the Bible or how we treat our brethren and so on and so forth. That's really what a lot of the law in the Bible itself is about, right? Having this just balance or just weight. Verse 2. When pride cometh, then cometh shame, but with the lowliest wisdom. Remember, the Lord hates the proud, right? So we all need to work in humility. The integrity of the upright shall guide them, but for perverseness of transgressors shall destroy them. It's the same thing. Your just balance is your integrity. Integrity just really means your own internal code. You sticking to it. Integrity is, I have these principles, and I will not go beyond or go against my principles. So the integrity of the upright is the law of the Lord. Again, these are your just balances, right? But to us, it guides us, the law, right? But the perverseness of transgressors, their disobedience or their unjustness, will destroy them. Riches profit not in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivereth from death. Again, riches can't really profit you in the end, but righteousness always will. The righteousness of the perfect shall direct his way, but the wicked shall fall by his own wickedness. The righteousness of the upright shall deliver them, but the transgressors shall be taken in their own nights. Repeating the same thing that we've already said. The wicked will be destroyed by their own wickedness, but the righteous will be delivered because they are righteous. The righteous is delivered out of trouble, and the wicked cometh to his stay. An hypocrite with his mouth destroyeth his neighbor, but through knowledge shall the just be delivered. Knowledge of what? As the book puts it sometimes, the knowledge of the holy. His law, the word of God. That is our knowledge, and that's what delivers us. When it goes well with the righteous, the say rejoiceth. When the wicked perish, there is shouting. So that when It's the same way with us today. If we see good things happen to good people, naturally, we're happy. But even if bad things happen to bad people, they're shouting, but they're not crying. It's not anguish. They're happy too. Because when wicked happens to a wicked person, it's like, man, that's what they call just desserts. That's the reward of what they had done. By the blessing of the upright, the city is exalted, but is overthrown by the mouth of the wicked. He that is void of wisdom despiseth his neighbor. A man of understanding holdeth his peace. Again, moving in wisdom does not mean speaking. Sometimes the wise thing to do is just to be silent. Remember, be quick to hear, slow to speak, slow to wrath. That's James. Where no counsel is, the people fall, but in the multitude of counselors there is safety. He that has surety for a stranger shall smart for it, and he that hates suretyship is sure. A gracious woman retaineth honor, and strong men retain riches. A merciful man doeth good to his own soul, but he that is cruel troubleth his own flesh. This is the same as the righteous will be delivered, the righteous will be directed away. But now we're also talking about, in a way, like more specifically, mercy. The Lord will have mercy on those who are merciful. That's what the book says. Right? That's even what we pray. But he that's... forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And 17. But he has cruel trouble in his own flesh. And it works the opposite way too. If we are unmerciful in this life, then we will not be judged. The Lord talks about this, right? Even to the point of, like, he about to cast the first stone, where you guys are willing to cast these stones at people without having any mercy. We think the Lord is not going to do the same to you. No, he will, because this is how you behave. As righteousness tendeth to life, so he that pursueth evil pursueth it to his own death. They that are of a froward heart are abomination to the Lord. Again, disgusting. But such as are upright in their way are his delight. Though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished. It doesn't matter what the wicked does. It doesn't matter how much they think they've gone away, or how much they think they benefit, or like hand join in hand, meaning like they work together, right? They shall not be unpunished. But the seed of the righteous shall be delivered. So no matter what they do, the Lord's always going to, like, all of humanity working together, with their, like, 7-8 billion people on the planet, right? Even if all of us were to work together unanimously at one time to try to defeat the Lord, we wouldn't stand a chance. Even if all the angels teamed up with us, still would not stand a chance. The Lord is the Lord. So if the Lord purposes to do something, and we've already read how, like, he'll destroy the wicked, right? That's what a lot of this chapter has been so far. In real life, what's going to stop him? Nothing. He'll do it when he wants to do it, how he wants to do it, right? Which is what it's saying here. That, like, they won't be unpunished no matter what they do. As a jewel of gold in a swine's snout, so is a fair woman which is without discretion. So he's saying, and this applies to men too, don't get it twisted. A jewel of gold in a swine's snout. So it's almost saying beauty or goodness, as like he says, a jewel of gold in a swine's snout is wasted. Like, it's wasted on a pig. Like, who would give a pig like a pearl necklace? That's a waste. It's a pig. So it's the same way. It's a waste of, like, physical beauty on someone who's without discretion. That means discretion again means good judgment or wisdom. Right? So it's the same as it's a beautiful pot, but inside of it, it's greasy and covered in muck and dirt, right? Where it's just like it's a waste. If only one of these clean pots looked as nice as this one, right? Because this one's useless because it's dirty. The desire of the righteous is only good, but the expectation of the wicked is wrath, the Lord's wrath. There is that scattereth and yet increaseth, and there is that withholdeth more than is meet, but tendeth to poverty. This is like about giving, scattering yet increasing. You give to others. Remember, it says if you give to the poor, you lend to the Lord. So, like, the Lord will pay you back if you give to others, right? So there is that scattering yet increasing. So you give to others, but yet you only do better and better because the Lord blesses you. And there is that withholdeth more than is meet. But people who are greedy don't want to give to others. Like he says, more than is meet. Like, you don't even want to give the smallest bit to someone, right? But it tendeth to poverty. Because how the Lord isn't going to bless you because you refuse to help and bless others. The liberal soul shall be made fat, and he that watereth shall be watered also himself. That's the same thing. The liberal soul with the people who give liberally, which means like without restraint, so they just give, and the watereth shall be watered himself. It's saying the same thing. If you give, the Lord will give to you, the same as the mercy bit. He that withholdeth corn, the people shall curse him, but the blessing shall be upon the head of him that selleth it. Same thing. He that diligently seeketh good procureth favor. But he that seeketh mischief, it shall come unto him. He that trusteth in his riches shall fall, but the righteous shall flourish as a branch. Riches again mean nothing. He that troubleth his own house shall inherit the wind, and the fool shall be servant to the wise of heart. The fruit of the righteous is the tree of life, and he that winneth souls is wise. Behold, the righteous shall be recompensed in the earth. Much more the wicked and the sinner. Everyone will get their due diligence. Yeah, that's Proverbs 11.
Good reading, man.
Thank you. Peace, Sister Jennifer. Yeah. Chapter 11, very nice chapter. I always like this one. I really like the main idea of giving. Where, like I said a few times, right, in the chapter, because that's what a good bit of the latter half did. Like, felt like it's focused on and talked about. But giving, you know what I mean? Like, the Lord, like Christ, He gave everything for everyone, pretty much all the time that you read, right? And that's one of the main things He even talks about: kindness, charity. If someone asks you for your coat, you give them your cloak also. If someone asks for like a talent, you give them 5, and so many other things. But even to the point, that's not even about the specifics of it. Of like, oh well, I'm doing good if I give someone a coat, like give them my cloak when they ask for my coat. It's like, no, it's just about, well, you do kindly unto others. If someone needs help, you go that extra mile, whatever it may be, right? Whether it is like the examples he gave or just something else entirely. We're all to the point we all should be ready to be as selfless in giving as Christ was, right? Christ was our example of how to live right and live justly, right? Because remember, he is the man without sin. So if we want to live sin-free as we are supposed to, we want to be righteous, I mean, there is no better example than him. Yeah, like I say about him.
Yeah, that was good. I don't really have too much to add to that. Yeah, I don't.
Alright, cool. Joshua 12. Let's see if we'll right past it.
Joshua chapter 12 and verse 1. Now these are the kings of the land, which the children of Israel smote, and possessed their land on the other side Jordan towards the rising of the sun, from the river Arnon unto Mount Hermon, and all the plains of the east. Sihon king of the Amorites, who dwelt in Heshbon, and ruled from Aroer, which is upon the bank of the river Arnon, and from the middle of the river, and from half Gilead, even unto the river Jabbok, which is bordered of the children of Ammon, and from the plain to the sea of Chinneroth on the east, and unto the sea of the plain, even the salt sea on the east, the way to Beth Jeshimoth, and from the south under Ashdoth Pisgah. So right here he's talking about the lands that we conquered on the east side of the Jordan River, which if you remember, that is Manasseh, what was it, Gad and Asher? No, that ain't Asher.
No, it was Manasseh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Gad and Reuben.
Yeah. You're right. Okay, so now he's talking about this is the land that they already claimed, and he's just going over what part we conquered and what we got, right? But verse 4, in the coast of Og, king of Bashan, which was of the remnant of the giants that dwelt at Ashtaroth and at Edrei, and reigned in Mount Hermon, and in Salca, and in all of Bashan, unto the border of the Geshurites and the Maacathites, and half Gilead, the border of Sihon, king of Heshbon. Them did Moses, the servant of the Lord, and the children of Israel smite. And Moses, the servant of the Lord, gave it for possession unto the Reubenites, and the Gadites, and the half tribe of Manasseh. So like we said, Reuben, Gad, and Manasseh, they got this land on the east of the Jordan River, right? Verse 7, and there are the kings of the country which Joshua and the children of Israel smote on this side Jordan on the west, from Baal Gad in the valley of Lebanon, even unto Mount Halak, that goeth up to Seir, which Joshua gave unto the tribes of Israel for a possession according to their divisions, in the mountains, and in the valleys, and in the plains, and in the springs, and in the wilderness, and in the south country, the Hittites, the Amorites, and the Canaanites, the Perizzites, the Hivites, and the Jebusites. The king of Jericho won. The king of Ai, which is beside Bethel, won. The king of Jerusalem won. The king of Hebron won. The king of Jarmuth won. The king of Lachish won. The king of Eglon won. The king of Gezer won. The king of Dever won. The king of Geder won. The king of Hormah won. The king of Arad won. The king of Libnah won. The king of Adullam won. The king of Makkedah won. The king of Bethel won. The king of Tappuah won. The king of Hepher won. The king of Aphek won. The king of Lasharon won. The king of Madon won. The king of Hazor won. The king of Shimron Moran won. And the king of Akshaph won. The king of Tanakh won. The king of Megiddo won. The king of Kadesh won. The king of Jokneam of Carmel won. The king of Dor and the coast of Dor won. The king of the nations of Gilgal won. The king of Tirzah won. And all the kings, 30-1. Right, so that's all the land that Joshua and them conquered on the west side. Right? Yeah, the west side of the Jordan River. So that's what we kind of read yesterday about the conquering of these lands. We seen, Libnah, obviously Jericho, Ai, Hebron. We kind of seen how they went about this whole process, but just re-going over all the land, all the kings that Joshua and the children of Israel smote and took over, right? But that's chapter 12. You got anything?
No. No, yeah.
Pretty simplistic chapter. Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Then, peace to Jediah Israel. But yeah. Alright, we can go ahead to chapter 13. Joshua 13 and verse 1. Now Joshua was old and stricken in years, and the Lord said to him, Thou art old and stricken in years, and there remaineth yet very much land to be possessed. So now like Joshua was getting old to die, but remember the Lord had promised them like from the Euphrates River all the way to he called it like the Sea of the West, but like the Mediterranean Sea, right? So Joshua's about getting up there in years, very close to dying, but he's like, well, you guys haven't gotten everything like I promised to you yet, right? This is the land that yet remained, all the borders of the Philistines, and all Geshur, from Sihor, which is before Egypt, even unto the borders of Ekron northward, which is counted the Canaanites. 5 lords of the Philistines, the Gazathites, and the Ashtathites, the Eshkelonites, the Gittites, and the Ekronites, also the Avites. And from the south, all the land of the Canaanites, and Mira, that is beside the Sidonians, unto Aphek, to the borders of the Amorites, and the land of the Giblites, and all Lebanon toward the sun rising, from Baal Gad under Mount Hermon unto the entering into Hamath. All the inhabitants of the hill country from Lebanon unto Misrephoth, Maim, and all the Sidonians, them will I drive out from before the children of Israel, only divide out it by lot unto the Israelites for an inheritance as I have commanded thee. Now therefore, divide this land for an inheritance unto the 9 tribes and the half tribe of Manasseh, with whom the Reubenites and the Gadites have received their inheritance, which Moses gave them beyond Jordan eastward, even as Moses, the servant of the Lord, gave them. From Aroer that is upon the bank of the river Arnon, and the city that is in the midst of the river, and all the plain of Medeba unto Dibon, and all the cities of Sihon, king of the Amorites, which reigned in Heshbon, and unto the border of the children of Ammon, and Gilead, the border of the Geshurites, of Maacathites, and all Mount Hermon, and all Bashan unto Salcah. All the kingdom of Og and Bashan, which reigned in Ashtaroth and in Adri, who remained of the remnant of the giants, for these did Moses smite and cast them out. So, of course, you have all of this that you need to, continue to get, all the land of Lebanon. He also mentioned the Philistines and the Sidonians. He's like, well, you got this land on the other side. Divide that land up for the 3 that was promised to before the Jordan River, while Moses was still there. Right? 13. Nevertheless, the children of Israel expelled not the Geshurites, nor the Maacathites, but the Geshurites and the Maacathites dwell among the Israelites until this day. So, against what the Lord commanded, right? Unlike what he had told them to do, they will see that this happens a few more times. But they left some of them alive. The Maacathites and the Geshurites here. Like he says, the Maacathites dwell among the Israelites until this day. And that's referring to, when it was written. Because that's even something that, skipping a little bit ahead when we get into, Israel being taken away into captivity by both, the Assyrians and especially Babylon. You'll read about how, the people around the land, even, these kinds of people here that were, still around, that, the land, was theirs from before Israel took over, they, moved back into the land, trying to, make it theirs again. Right? But also the point again, Israel, another time, them again, being disobedient. Only unto the tribe of Levi he gave none inheritance. The sacrifices of the Lord God of Israel made by fire are their inheritance, as he said unto them. And Levi, remember, they don't get any, they don't get chunks of land as inheritance. The Lord was their inheritance. And Moses gave unto the tribe of the children of Reuben an inheritance according to their families. And their coast was from Aroer, that is on the bank of the river Arnon, and the city that is in the midst of the river, and all the plain by Medeba, Heshbon and all her cities that are in the plain, Dibon and Bamoth Baal and Beth Baal beyond, and Jahaza and Kedemoth and Bethath and Kirjathaim and Sidmah and Zareth Shahar in the mount of the valley, and Beth Peor and Ashtath Pisgah and Beth Jeshimoth, and all the cities of the plain, and all the kingdom of Sihon, king of the Amorites, which reigned in Heshbon, whom Moses smote with the princes of Midian, Evi and Rechem and Zur and Hur and Reba, which were dukes of Sihon, dwelling in the country. Balaam, also the son of Beor, the soothsayer, did the children of Israel slay with the sword among them that were slain by them. And the border of the children of Reuben was Jordan. And the border thereof, this was the inheritance of the children of the Reubenites after their families, the cities and the villages thereof. So this is Reuben's inheritance. And Moses gave inheritance unto the tribe of Gad, even unto the children of Gad according to their families. And their coast was Jazer, and all the cities of Gilead, and half the land of the children of Ammon unto Aroer that is before Rabah, and from Heshbon unto Ramath Mizpah and Betonim, and from Mahanaim unto the border of Debir, and in the valley of Beth Aram, and Beth Nimrah, and Succoth, and Zaphon, the rest of the kingdom of Sihon, king of Heshbon, Jordan and his border, even unto the edge of the sea of Chinnereth, on the other side Jordan, eastward. This is the inheritance of the children of Gad, after their families, the cities and their villages, Gad's inheritance. And Moses gave inheritance unto the half-tribe of Manasseh, and this was the possession of the half-tribe of the children of Manasseh by their families. And their coast was from Mahanaim, all Bashan, all the kingdom of Og, king of Bashan, and all the towns of Jair, which are in Bashan, 80 cities, and half Gilead, and Ashtaroth, and Adri, cities of the kingdom of Og and Bashan, were pertaining unto the children of Machir, the son of Manasseh, even to the one half of the children of Machir by their families. These are the countries which Moses did distribute for inheritance in the plain of Moab on the other side Jordan, by Jericho eastward. But unto the tribe of Levi Moses gave not any inheritance. The Lord God of Israel was their inheritance, as he said unto them. Thank you very much. Yeah. So yeah, just again, just re-going over the lands that were divided before the Jordan River, everything that Gad, Reuben, and the half tribe of Manasseh got. But like they don't really go into it here, but I look forward to it because like we'll see it more and more later. That them leaving, like I mean, the Lord told them that would, right? And that's exactly why he told them not to do it. But them leaving these people, the same could be even said, like we haven't read about them yet, but like the Jebusites, that they caused a lot of problems for the children of Israel because, you know, like they were still in the land. But, yeah. So that is chapter 13.
All right. You ready for 14?
Yep.
All right, 14 and verse 1. And these are the countries which the children of Israel inherited in the land of Canaan, which Eleazar the priest and Joshua the son of Nun and the heads of the fathers of the tribes of the children of Israel distributed for inheritance to them. By lot was their inheritance, as the Lord commanded by the hand of Moses, for the 9 tribes and for the half tribes, like for the tribes that were left. But remember, God already told them how they were going to do it. And that was, we're going to conquer these lands and we're going to cast lots on which land goes to which tribe, right? Verse 3, for Moses had given the inheritance of 2 tribes and a half tribe on the other side of Jordan. But unto the Levites he gave none inheritance among them, which is what we just read in chapter 13. Verse 4, for the children of Joseph were 2 tribes, Manasseh and Ephraim. Therefore they gave no part unto the Levites in the land, save cities to dwell in, with their suburbs for their cattle and for their substance. As the Lord commanded Moses, so the children of Israel did, and they divided the land. Then the children of Judah came unto Joshua in Gilgal, and Caleb the son of Jephunneh the Kenizzite said unto him, Thou knowest the thing that the Lord said unto Moses, the man of God, concerning me and thee in Kadesh Barnea. 40 years old was I when Moses the servant of the Lord sent me from Kadesh Barnea to spy out the land. And I brought him word again as it was in mine heart. Nevertheless, my brethren that went up with me made the heart of the people melt. But I wholly followed the Lord my God. So he's bringing back up the situation that we read about when they sent up the spies to go spy out the land. And the spies came back and like basically instilled fear into the rest of the children of Israel. And we know that made God mad, and that's why he was like, y'all gonna die here, y'all gonna dwell into the wilderness another 40 years. But he's like, everybody else did that. I wholly followed the Lord God. So he's recounting his story and what he like, how he's stood up and followed the Lord his whole life, right? Verse 9. And Moses swore on that day, saying, surely the land whereon thy feet have trodden shall be thine inheritance, and thy children's forever, because thou hast wholly followed the Lord my God. And now behold, the Lord hath kept me alive, as he said, these 45 years, even since the Lord spake this word unto Moses, while the children of Israel wandered in the wilderness. And now, lo, I am this day 65 years old. So he's getting a little older. Verse 11. As yet I am as strong this day as I was in the day that Moses sent me. As my strength was then, even so is my strength now for war, both to go out and to come in. Like he can still fight, he's still good, right? Verse 12. Now therefore give me this mountain whereof the Lord spake in that day. For thou heardest in that day how the Anakims were there, and that the cities were great and fenced. If so be the Lord will be with me, then I shall be able to drive them out, as the Lord said. And Joshua blessed him, and gave unto Caleb the son of Jephunneh Hebron for an inheritance. Hebron therefore became the inheritance of Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, the Kenizzite unto this day, because that he wholly followed the Lord God of Israel. And the name of Hebron before was Kirjath Arba, which Arba was a great man among the Anakims, and the land had rest from war. The end of chapter 14. So Caleb went, and made his testimony as to why, what he's done for the Lord. And then, not in return, but in return, he asked for this land, right? Which it says the land of Hebron, and Joshua gave it to him. So that is his inheritance. That's his place now. Land of Hebron. But outside of that, you got anything?
No. Just a testimony.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Joshua 15. Verse 1. This then was the lot of the tribe of the children of Judah by their families. Even to the border of Edom, the wilderness of Zin southward was the outermost part of the south coast. So now we're back to the inheritance for general tribes. Caleb's got his slot with Hebron, but now the entire tribe of Judah, they're getting the southern lot by the kingdom of Edom, and remember the wilderness of Zin, because even if you remember back to, I think it was in Numbers, while they're in the wilderness of Zin, Edom won't let them go past. So all of that's in the same area, but it's all to the south of this land, now near where Judah will end up being. 2. And their south border was from the shore of the Salt Sea, from the bay that looketh southward, and went out to the south side to Mela, Akrabim, and passed along to Zin, the wilderness of Zin, and ascended up on the south side unto Kadesh Barnea, and passed along to Hezron, and went up to Adar, and fetched a compass to Karka. From thence it passed toward Asmon, and went out unto the rivers of Egypt, and the goings out of that coast were at the sea. This shall be your south coast. And the east border was the Salt Sea, even unto the end of Jordan. And their border in the north quarter was from the bay of the sea at the uttermost part of Jordan. And the border went up to Beth Hoglah, and passed along by the north of Beth Araba, and the border went up to the stone of Bohan, the son of Reuben. And the border went up toward the Bur from the valley of Achor, and so northward, looking toward Gilgal, that is before the going up to Admumim, which is on the south side of the river. And the border passed toward the waters of En-Shemesh, and the goings out thereof were at En-Rogel. And the border went up by the valley of the son of Hinnom unto the south side of the Jebusite. The same is Jerusalem. And the border went up to the top of the mountain that lieth before the valley of Hinnom westward, which is at the end of the valley of the giants northward. And even here, they mention Jerusalem. And the border was drawn from the top of the hill unto the fountain of the water of Nephtoah, and went out to the cities of Mount Ephron. And the border was drawn to Baalah, which is Kirjath-Jearim. And the border can pass from Baalah westward unto Mount Seir, which remember is Mount Seir is Edom, and passed along unto the side of Mount Jearim, which is Chesalon on the north side, and went down to Beth-Shemesh, and passed on to Timnah. And the border went out unto the side of Ekron northward, and the border was drawn to Shikron, and passed along to Mount Baalah, and went out unto Jabneel, and the goings out of the border were at the sea. And the west border was to the great sea, and the coast thereof. This is the coast of the children of Judah round about according to their families. And unto Caleb the son of Jephunneh he gave a part among the children of Judah, according to the commandment of the Lord to Joshua, even the city of Arba, the father of Anak, which city is Hebron. And Caleb drove them thence the 3 sons of Anak, Sheshaiah, and Ahiman, and Talmai, the children of Anak. And he went up thence to the inhabitants of the Bur, and the name of the Bur before was Kirjath-Sepher. And Caleb said, He that smiteth Kirjath-Sepher, and taketh it, to him will I give Achsah my daughter to wife. And Othniel, the son of Kenaz, the brother of Caleb, and Othniel, the son of Kenaz, the brother of Caleb, took it, and he gave him Achsah, his daughter, to wife. So now we were talking about, again, Caleb, he took Hebron, and then even here we have almost like this is even a good side point of a dowry. He's like, well, okay, whoever takes Kirjath Sepher, which we now know is later called Deber, was taken by Othniel, and he got to marry Caleb's daughter. 18. And it came to pass as she came unto him that she moved him to ask of her father a field. And she lied off her ass, and Caleb said to her, What wouldest thou? Who answered, Give me a blessing, for thou hast given me a south land, give me also springs of water. And he gave her the upper springs and the nether springs. This is the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Judah, according to their families. And the uttermost cities of the tribe of the children of Judah, toward the coast of Edom southward, were Kabzeel, and Eder, and Jagur, and Kinnah, and Dimonah, and Adadah, and Kadesh, and Hazor, and Ithnan, Ziph, and Telam, and Baloth, and Hazor, Hadattah, and Kerioth, and Hezron, which is Hazor, Amam, and Shema, and Moladah, and Hazar Gadah, and Heshmon, and Beth Pelet, and Hazar Shual, and Beersheba, and Bizjathjah, Beilah, and Eam, and Azem, and El-Tolad, and Chazil, and Hormah, and Ziklag, and Madmanah, and Sansannah, and Lagoth, and Shilhim, and Ain, and Rimmon. All the cities are 29 with their villages. And in the valley, Eshtaol, and Zoreah, and Ashnah, and Zanoah, and En-Ganim, Tapua, and Enem, Jarmuth, and Adulam, Sokoh, and Azekah, and Sharaim, and Adathaim, and Gedera, and Gederothaim, 14 cities with their villages. Zanan, and Hadashah, and Migdal-Gad, and Dalim, and Mizpah, and Joktheel, Lachish, and Bozkath, and Eglon, and Kaban, and Lamam, and Kithlish, and Gederah, Beth Dagon, and Naamah, and Makkedah, 16 cities with their villages. Libnah, and Ether, and Ashan, and Jiftah, and Ashnah, and Nezib, and Caleb, and Akzib, and Mareshah, 9 cities with their villages. Ekron with her towns and her villages. From Ekron even unto the sea, all that lay near Ashdod with their villages. Ashdod with her towns and her villages. Gaza with her towns and her villages. Unto the river of Egypt, and the great sea in the border thereof. And in the mountains, Shamir, and Jatir, and Soko, and Dana, and Kirjath Sanah, which is Deber, and Anab, and Eshtomah, and Anim, and Goshen, and Holon, and Gilo, 11 cities with their villages. Arab, and Duma, and Eshin, and Janum, and Bet-Tapu, and Aphekah, and Humtah, and Kirjath Arba, which is Hebron, and Zior, 9 cities with their villages. Maon, Carmel, and Ziph, and Jutah, and Jezreel, and Jokdeam, and Zanoah, Cain, and Gibeah, and Timnah, 10 cities with their villages. Halhul, Beth-Zur, and Gedor, and Morath, and Beth-Anah, and El-Takon, 6 cities with their villages. Kirjath Baal, which is Kirjath Jearim, and Rabah, 2 cities with their villages. In the wilderness, Beth Araba, Midim, and Sekakah, and Nibshan, and the city of Salt, and En-Gedi, 6 cities with their villages. And the Jebusites, the inhabitants of Jerusalem, the children of Judah could not drive them out. But the Jebusites dwell with the children of Judah at Jerusalem unto this day.
Good reading, man. A lot of names.
Thank you. Huh? All the cities of Judah. Yeah. Yeah. Side note. I sometimes find these kinds of chapters I like them a lot. I mean, I know it's a lot of just names and stuff, and sometimes you may look at these chapters and you're like, oh, why is it important? I know this information. I think it's, of course it's not especially when we're talking about a matter of salvation, right? Of course, this is definitely not one of the most important things to know, especially because it's not necessarily related to our behavior. But it's because it tells you where everything is. When they talk about, a lot of these places are places that they talk, especially in the Old Testament, they talk about a lot, right? They talk about Mount Carmel. They talk about Kirjath Jearim or Kirjath Jearim. They talk about that a lot. That's a prominent place, especially with I think they talk about that a lot with David. And it makes sense because he's from the tribe of Judah, right? Carmel, Hebron. Hebron they talk about all the time. I think Hebron, if I remember correctly, when he was on the run, that was one of the first places he stopped, was Hebron. I'm referring to David. David was on the run from Saul. If I remember correctly, one of the first places he ran to was Hebron. My point being is that this just tells you where everything is. Where, unfortunately, today, we don't, granted, like, you could probably Google a map, and it probably will be, for the most part, accurate. But, of course, like, I'm saying, if we just pull up a Google Maps, it's not going to tell you where Hebron, back, like, in the Bible, where it was. No. I mean, if you Google most of these names, they're not coming up in your Google search. They're not coming up in your Google Maps, and they're definitely not going to automatically direct you to like where they are. So these chapters tell us exactly like where is Ziklag, where is Gadara, where is Mizpah. They already gave you all the directions before where that like the entire coast of the land, the inheritance of Judah, and here they gave the narrows it down a little bit more and which sides like the cities were for the most part. Yeah.
To your point, like the beginning where it talks about it being on the southern part, like that's to me, it's just a good thing to think about and remember as we move forward, especially when you get to like the kings, because you'll see like the nations split, and Jerusalem is Judah is the southern part, right? But just showing that in the land of Israel, Judah is part of the southern portion, like it's to the south of all of Israel. So I just, like to your point, that's just another thing that you kind of get from these chapters. And it is good. It's good. Like even when you mention the maps, most maps, like, you got to use the Bible to even make the map true. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can't believe it. So point is, these chapters hold weight and they're in here for a reason. You know what I'm saying?
And a good few maps, I know, like take chapters like these in order to like
Exactly.
in order to test their own accuracy. Like, well, this it says this area was here. We believe it's here. It's like, oh well, it fits. So there are more than a few like places that make like specifically Bible maps that do the same sort of thing. But yeah, that's all I gotta say about 15 though.
Likewise, chapter 16, in verse 1. And the lot of the children of Joseph fell from Jordan by Jericho unto the water of Jericho on the east, to the wilderness that goeth up from Jericho throughout Mount Bethel, and goeth out from Bethel to Luz, and passeth along unto the borders of Archi to Atara, and goeth down westward to the coast of Japhletai, unto the coast of Beth-horon, the Nether, and to Gezer. And the going out thereof are at the sea. So the children of Joseph, Manasseh and Ephraim took their inheritance. And the border of the children of Ephraim, according to their families, was thus. Even the border of their inheritance on the east side was Ataroth Adar, unto Beth-horon the upper. And the border went out towards the sea to Michmathah on the north side. And the border went about eastward unto Tanath Shiloh, and passed by it on the east to Janohah. And it went down from Janohah to Atara, and to Nerad, and came to Jericho, and went out at Jordan. The border went out from Tappuah westward unto the river Canaan, and the going out thereof were at the sea. This is the inheritance of the tribes of the children of Ephraim by their families. And the separate cities for the children of Ephraim were among the inheritance of the children of Manasseh, all the cities with their villages. And they drave not out the Canaanites that dwelt in Gezer, but the Canaanites dwelt among the Ephraimites unto this day and served under tribute. So again, just like with the tribe of Judah, this inheritance of the tribe of Ephraim, they didn't get out the Canaanites that dwelt there, which is going to be a problem. One, because God told you to don't spare anyone, get rid of everybody, and we kind of seen an example of that already. You know, when Israel loved to just like mingle with these people and take after, like, for some reason, it's just like, what do you call those people that, like, not people pleasers, but like followers. Like, Israel's always been followers. They get around some people and they want to be just like them the whole time. And we seen that happen with what was the Midianites women, and Israel was sleeping with their women, serving their gods, and all those people ended up dying. But the point is, that's why they was told not to, like, to get out the land, to get them out the land. And as you see, where Israel is failing to do that, and it's going to be a problem. But other than that, this is Ephraim and his inheritance, right? So we see he had kind of like the land of Jericho, that kind of area. So, yeah.
Yeah. All right, cool. All right, then in that case, chapter 17, verse 1. There was also a lot for the tribe of Manasseh, for he was the firstborn of Joseph, to wit, for Machir the firstborn of Manasseh, the father of Gilead, because he was a man of war, therefore he had Gilead and Bashan. Because you remember, although Ephraim is the bigger people, and were promised to be so by Jacob, renamed Israel, Manasseh technically was the firstborn, right? So he's talking about the land he got, like Gilead and Bashan, because he got that from Machir. There was also a lot for the rest of the children of Manasseh by their families, for the children of Abiezer, and for the children of Phelek, and for the children of Asriel, and for the children of Shechem, and for the children of Hefer, and for the children of Shemida. These were the male children of Manasseh, the son of Joseph, by their families. As a reminder, when they talk about, like, by their families, they're talking about, like, because the same way we had tribes, right? 12 tribes, because there were 12 sons of Jacob, who, like, named Israel, right? So the 12 tribes of Israel. They had their families divided the same way, where, like here, Manasseh had this many sons, so you would have like Helekites, because our father is Helek, whose father is Manasseh, right? So that's just a reminder for whenever they say, like, by their families, that's what they're referring to. They're all part of this tribe, but obviously they don't all have the same father after Manasseh. 3. But Zelophehad, the son of Hefer, the son of Gilead, the son of Machir, the son of Manasseh, had no sons, but daughters. And these are the names of his daughters: Mahlah and Noah, Hoglah, Milcah, and Tirzah. And remember, like, this is something that we read back, I think it was Numbers, right? About Zelophehad, who had no sons. It may be the last chapter of Numbers. I think it was. One of the last chapters of Numbers. Verse 4. And they came near before Eleazar the priest, and before Joshua the son of Nun, and before the princes, saying, The Lord commanded Moses to give us an inheritance among our brethren. Therefore, according to the commandment of the Lord, he gave them an inheritance among the brethren, and among the brethren of their father. So it's the same. Like I said, this is what it happened at the end of Numbers. They're like, hey, our father's dead. Like, we need, like, an inheritance should go to us. Like, it shouldn't just be lost because he had no sons. And then from there, the Lord gave them a precise law of how this sort of matter functions. Like, if a man has no daughter, has no sons, like, how does his inheritance go down? Right? So, but at this point, now they've conquered the land, so now it's essentially time to make due on that command and make due on that promise. Verse 5. And there fell 10 portions to Manasseh, beside the land of Gilead and Bashan, which were on the other side Jordan, because the daughters of Manasseh had an inheritance among his sons, and the rest of Manasseh's sons had the land of Gilead. And the coast of Manasseh was from Asher to Michmethah, that lieth before Shechem, and the border went along on the right hand unto the inhabitants of En-Tappuah. Now Manasseh had the land of Tappuah, but Tappuah, on the border of Manasseh, belonged to the children of Ephraim. And the coast descended unto the river Canaan, southward to the river. These cities of Ephraim are among the cities of Manasseh. The coast of Manasseh also was on the north side of the river, and the outgoings, as it were, at the sea. So basically, they have like an overlying border. So we have like cities of Ephraim that are kind of in Manasseh territory, and like cities of Manasseh that are kind of in like Ephraim's territory, like because really at the end they're all the tribe of Joseph, right? But they're all just kind of like on the border line where they're kind of in each other's lands, but it's like all like sort of intermingled right there. Is the point? 10. Southward it was Ephraim's, and northward it was Manasseh. So like south, like Ephraim's had some on the south. Manasseh had like cities on the north, and the sea is his border. And they met together in Asher on the north, and in Issachar in the east. And then you have more points where they met together. And Manasseh had in Issachar and in Asher Beth-shean and her towns, and Ibleam and her towns, and the inhabitants of Dor and her towns, and the inhabitants of Endor and her towns, and the inhabitants of Tanakh and her towns, and the inhabitants of Megiddo and her towns, even 3 countries. Yet the children of Manasseh could not drive out the inhabitants of those cities, but the Canaanites would dwell in that land. Yet again, keeping some of the people in the land. Yet it came to pass, when the children of Israel were waxing strong, that they put the Canaanites to tribute, but did not utterly drive them out. Even when they had the power, they didn't drive them out, but they put them to tribute, which means they made them like serve under them. And the children of Joseph spake unto Joshua, saying, Why hast thou given me but one lot and one portion to inherit, seeing I am a great people? For as much as the Lord hath blessed me hitherto, like you guys haven't given us enough. Because we're a great people. Because remember, even the Lord and Jacob, renamed Israel, blessed Joseph at the end. Just saying he would be great. So these are his 2 sons, the tribe of Joseph, the half tribes, and they're like, well, we're too big of a people for the lands you gave us. Essentially, 15. And Joshua answered them, If thou be a great people, then get thee up to the wood country, and cut down for thyself there in the land of the Perizzites and of the giants, if Mount Ephraim be too narrow for thee. He's like, look, you guys want more? Go up there and fight those people that are beyond your border, and go up and cut down those people, those giants over there. If you feel like it's not enough, hey, go conquer you some more lands. And the children of Joseph said, The hill is not enough for us, and all the Canaanites that dwell in the land and of the valley have chariots of iron. Both they who are Beth-shean and her towns, and they who are of the valley of Jezreel. And so, but they're like, it isn't enough for us. But those people over there, they got chariots of iron. They're strong over there. They may get me. They may get us. And Joshua spake unto the house of Joseph, even to Ephraim and to Manasseh, saying, Thou art a great people, and hast great power. Thou shalt not have one lot only, but the mountain shall be thine, for it is a wood, and thou shalt cut it down. And the outgoings of it shall be thine. And thou shalt drive out the Canaanites, though they have iron chariots, and though they be strong. He's like, hey, but what you said is true, but you're going to drive them out. They may be strong people. They may have chariots of iron, and they may be strong, but it's the same thing as you'll trust in the Lord. The Lord got you this far. So you guys will take that mountain. But yeah, this is chapter 17.
Read, man.
Thank you. Yeah.
I don't have anything to add to this one right here.
Yeah, not really. Neither do I. I just find it funny that it's Ephraim. It's always Ephraim. We'll see it go more going forward. But Ephraim, the half tribe of Ephraim tends to get in this a lot. They tend to get into trouble more than a few times. We'll see that especially with Judges. But yeah.
All right, well, chapter 18, verse 1. And the whole congregation of the children of Israel assembled together at Shiloh, and set up the tabernacle of the congregation there, and the land was subdued before them. And there remained among the children of Israel 7 tribes, which had not yet received their inheritance. And Joshua said unto the children of Israel, How long are ye slack to go possess the land, which the Lord God of your fathers hath given you. Give out from among you 3 men for each tribe, and I will send them, and they shall rise and go through the land, and describe it according to the inheritance of them. And they shall come again unto me, and they shall divide it into 7 parts. Judah shall abide in their coast on the south, and the house of Joseph shall abide in their coast on the north. You shall therefore describe the land into 7 parts, and bring the description hither to me, that I may cast lots for you here before the Lord our God. But the Levites have no part among you, for the priesthood of the Lord is their inheritance. And Gad and Reuben and the half-tribe Manasseh have received their inheritance beyond Jordan on the east, which Moses the servant of the Lord hath given them. And the men arose and went away, and Joshua charged them that went to describe the land, saying, Go and walk through the land and describe it, and come again to me, that I may cast lots for you before the Lord in Shiloh. So he's really just commanding them, go, go describe, go look. It almost reminds me, I don't know if you guys ever heard, but what was them 2 people's name in America? It was like Sam Bowie or
Sam Bowie.
Bro, the people that travel west in America, like
Lewis and Clark?
Lewis and Clark.
Oh.
I'm thinking about Texas. But it's almost like kind of like them. Like go describe, go find out what it looks like over there. Things of that nature. And he said, bring it back to me, that way you guys can that way I can cast lots for you, right? To see which land belongs to. Verse 9. And the men went and passed through the land, and described it by cities into 7 parts in a book, and came again to Joshua to the host at Shiloh. And Joshua cast lots for them in Shiloh before the Lord. And there Joshua divided the land unto the children of Israel according to their divisions. And the lot of the tribe of the children of Benjamin came up according to their families. So now Joshua casted lots, and we got Benjamin. This is about to be his inheritance in his land. And the coast of their lot came forth between the children of Judah and the children of Joseph. And their border on the north side was from Jordan, and the border went up towards the side of Jericho on the north side, and went through the mountains westward. And the goings out thereof were at the wilderness of Beth-aven. And the border went over from thence towards Luz, to the side of Luz, which is Bethel, southward. And the border descended to Ataroth Adar, near the hill that lieth on the south side of the Nether, Beth-horon. And the border was drawn thence, and compassed the corner of the sea southward, from the hill that lieth before Beth-horon southward. And the goings out thereof were at Kirjath-baal, which is Kirjath-jearim, a city of the children of Judah. This was the west quarter. And the south quarter was from the end of Kirjath-jearim, and the border went out on the west and went out to the well of waters of Nephtoah. And the border came down to the end of the mountain that lieth before the valley of the son of Hinnom, and which is in the valley of the giants on the north, and descended to the valley of Hinnom, to the side of Jebusi on the south, and descended to En-rogel, and was drawn from the north, and went forth to En-shemesh, and went forth towards Gilaloth, which is over against the going up of Adumim, and descended to the stone of Bohan the son of Reuben, and passed along towards the side over against Arabah northward, and went down unto Arabah. And the border passed along to the side of Beth-hoglah northward, and the outgoings of the border were at the north bay of the Salt Sea, at the south end of Jordan. This was the south coast, and Jordan was the border of it on the east side. This was the inheritance of the children of Benjamin by the coast thereof round about, according to their families. Verse 21. Now the cities of the tribe of the children of Benjamin, according to their families, were Jericho, and Beth-hoglah, and the valley of Kaziz, and Beth-arabah, and Zemarium, and Bethel, and Avim, and Parah, and Ophrah, and Shaphar, Hamonai, and Ophni, and Gabor, 12 cities with their villages, Gibeon, and Ramah, and Beerah, and Mizpah, and Shepharah, and Mozah, and Rechem, and Irpeel, and Taralah, and Zelah, Eleph, and Jebusah, which is Jerusalem, Gibeon, and Kirjath, 14 cities with their villages. This is the inheritance of the children of Benjamin, according to their families. Chapter 18.
Good reading. same thing. Like now they finally have to. Like it's basically like, oh well, okay, we kind of neglected getting all these other people. We gotta start getting them their lands too.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, just like Benjamin's the first. Yeah. None from you.
Nah, they went and described the land, cast the lots, and we're finna get to the inheritance of all of them, pretty much. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Cool. All right. Joshua 19. And the second lot came forth to Simeon, even for the tribe of the children of Simeon, according to their families, and their inheritance was within the inheritance of the children of Judah. So Simeon's now getting his inheritance, but his inheritance is like part of or like within what was already given or allocated to Judah, right? And they had in their inheritance Beersheba or Sheba, and Moladah, and Hazar Shual, and Baalah, and Azem, and Eltolad, and Bethul, and Hormah, and Ziklag, and Beth Markaboth, and Hazar Susah, and Beth Labaoth, and Sharuhen, 13 cities and their villages, Ain, Rimmon, and Ether, and Hashan, 4 cities and their villages, and all the villages that were round about these cities to Balak Beer, Ramath of the south. This is the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Simeon according to their families. Out of the portion of the children of Judah was the inheritance of the children of Simeon. For the part of the children of Judah was too much for them. So remember, they got part of. Their inheritance is what was part of originally for Judah, but he said it was too much for Judah. So like all this land was too much for us. So like you guys have some. Therefore, the children of Simeon had their inheritance within the inheritance of them. And the third lot came up for the children of Zebulun according to their families. And the border of their inheritance was unto Sarid. And their border went up toward the sea, and Meirolah, and reached to Debasheth, and reached to the river that is before Jokneam, and turned from Sarid eastward toward the sun rising unto the border of Chisloth Tabor, and then goeth out to Dabarath, and goeth up to Japhiah, and from thence passeth on along on the east to Gittah-Hefer, to Itah-Kazin, and goeth out to Rimmon Methor, to Nea, and the border compasseth it on the north side to Hanathon, and the outgoings thereof are in the valley of Jiphthah-El, and Ketah, and Nehalal, and Shimron, and Idalah, and Bethlehem, 12 cities with their villages. This is the inheritance of the children of Zebulun, according to their families, these cities with their villages. And the fourth lot came out to Issachar, for the children of Issachar, according to their families. Their border was toward Jezreel, and Jesuloth, and Shunem, and Hapharaim, and Shion, and Harath, and Rabith, and Kishion, and Abez, and Rameth, and Ganim, and Hadah, and Beth Pazaz, and the coast reacheth to the Bor, and Shahazimah, and Beth Shemesh. And the outgoings of their border were at Jordan, 16 cities with their villages. This is the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Issachar, according to their families, the cities and their villages. So Issachar's inheritance. And the fifth lot came out for the tribe of the children of Asher, according to their families. And their border was Helkath, and Hali, and Betan, and Akshaphat, and Akshaph, and Elimelech, and Aman, and Mishael, and reacheth to Carmel westward, and Shihor Libnah, and turneth toward the sun rising to Bath Dagon, and reacheth to Zebulun, into the valley of Jiphthah-El, toward the north side of Beth-Emek, and the El, and goeth out to Kabul on the left hand, and Hebron, and Rehob, and Haman, and Canaan, even unto the great Zidon. And then the coast turneth to Ramon, into the strong city Tyre, and the coast turneth to Hosah, and the outgoings thereof are at the sea from the coast to Akzib, Umah also, and Aphek, and Rehob, 22 cities with their villages. This is the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Asher, according to their families, these cities with their villages. The sixth lot came out to the children of Naphtali, even for the children of Naphtali according to their families. And their coast was from Heleth, from Elon to Zananim, and Adami, Nekeb, and Jabneel unto Lakum, and the outgoings thereof were at Jordan. And then the coast turned westward to Asnath Tabor, and go out from thence to Hakak, and reacheth to Zebulun on the south side, and reacheth to Asher on the west side, and to Judah upon Jordan toward the sun rising. And the fenced cities are Zidin, Zer, and Hamath, Rekath, and Shinareth, and Adamah, and Ramon, and Hazor, and Kadesh, and Edrei, and Hazor, and Ain, and Migdalel, Horen, and Bethanath, and Beth Shemesh, 19 cities with their villages. This is the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Naphtali according to their families, the cities and their villages. And the seventh lot came out for the tribe of the children of Dan according to their families. And the coast of their inheritance was Zorah, and Eshtaol, and Shemet, and Shalabin, and Ajalon, and Jethlah, and Elon, and Thimnathah, and Ekron, and Eltekah, and Gibbethon, and Balath, and Jehu, and Bene Barak, and Gathramon, and Majakon, and Rakan, with a border before Japho. And the coast of the children of Dan went out too little for them. Therefore the children of Dan went up to fight against Lashem, and took it, and smote with the edge of the sword, and possessed it, and dwelt therein, and called Lashem Dan after the name of Dan their father. This is the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Dan according to their families, these cities with their villages. When they had made an end of dividing the land for inheritance by their coasts, the children of Israel gave an inheritance to Joshua the son of Nun among them. According to the word of the Lord, they gave him the city which he asked, even Timnath Serah in Mount Ephraim. And he built the city and dwelt therein. So now even Joshua, the same way Caleb got a little something special for himself, even Joshua now gets a little something special. These are the inheritances which Eleazar the priest and Joshua the son of Nun and the heads of the fathers of the tribes of the children of Israel divided for an inheritance by lot in Shiloh before the Lord, at the door of the tabernacle of congregation. So they made an end of dividing the country. So now everything's fully divided up. Everything's divvied out. Lord willing, there should be no more arguments. Yeah. 19.
I'm gonna the same man.
Yeah, it's just like everything's fully divided now.
Yeah, dividing up the lands.
Yeah, I don't have too much to say either.
Well, chapter 20. Because if you remember, now that all the different, lands got their own, all the different tribes got their lands and things of that nature, we still have, because you remember he said give like the priests, there's some, or the Levite cities in the land. So also talking about the cities of refuge, which is chapter 20. So that's what we're going to talk about now. Chapter 20 and verse 1. The Lord also spake unto Joshua, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, Appoint out for your cities of refuge, whereof I spake unto you by the hand of Moses. So now we're talking about appointing these cities of refuge, right? Verse 3, that the slayer that killeth any persons unaware and unwittingly may flee thither, and they shall be your refuge from the avenger of blood. So if you remember the city of refuge, the whole purpose of it was if you accidentally kill someone, you have a place to flee to where you don't get the punishment of it, right? Because you was really supposed to, if somebody murdered someone, the punishment was death, right? And if I was to accidentally, I was doing something and I accidentally killed this man right here, although it was an accident, his father still may want to kill him. You get what I'm saying? I just took his son away. Point being, if knowing that that's the case, you would have this place called the city of refuge that you can flee to. And it says, and they shall be your refuge from the avenger of blood. It's going to save you from the person that's trying to avenge, right? Verse 4. Verse 4. And when he that doth flee unto one of those cities shall stand at the entering of the gate of the city, and shall declare his cause in the ears of the elders of that city, they shall take him into the city unto them, and give him a place that he may dwell among them. And if the avenger of the blood pursue after him, they shall not deliver the slayer up into his hand, because he smote his neighbor unwittingly and hated him not before time. So I would flee there, and the person's father, an example I just used, he could try to come, but they're not going to let him in there because I didn't kill him on purpose, right? Verse 6, and he shall dwell in that city until he stand before the congregation for judgment, and until the death of the high priest that shall be in those days. Then shall the slayer return and come unto his own city, and unto his own house, unto the city from whence he fled. And if you remember in the law, it says he was supposed to be there until the death of the high priest. However long that is, right? You must stay there. Verse 7, and they appointed Kadesh in Galilee, in Mount Naphtali, and Shechem in Mount Ephraim, and Kirjath Arba, which is Hebron, in the mountain of Judah. And on the other side, Jordan by Jericho, eastward, they assigned Bezer in the wilderness upon the plain out of the tribe of Reuben, and Ramoth in Gilead out of the tribe of Gad, and Golan and Bashan out of the tribe of Manasseh. So also, if you remember, he said there was going to be 3 on the east side and 3 on the west side of the Jordan River, right? So we got these 3. We got the 3 on the west side, which is Hebron. It was in the mountain Naphtali, Mount Ephraim, and the mountain of Judah. And on the east side, you have one in the land of Gad, one in the land of Reuben, and one in the land of Manasseh, right? Verse 9. These were the cities appointed for all the children of Israel, and for the strangers that sojourneth among them, that whosoever killeth any person at unawares might flee thither, and not die by the hand of the avenger of blood, until he stood before the congregation. Chapter 20.
Yeah. Just the refuge cities.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't have much else to say than that.
Okay.
Alright, cool. Do you want to 21 and then call it?
Yeah, we could do that. We could do that.
Alright, cool. In that case, yeah, I'll get started with chapter 21. Chapter 21 and verse 1. Then came near the heads of the fathers of the Levites unto Eleazar the priest, and unto Joshua the son of Nun, and unto the heads of the fathers of the tribes of the children of Israel. And they spake unto them at Shiloh in the land of Canaan, saying, The Lord commanded by the hand of Moses to give us cities to dwell in, with the suburbs thereof for our cattle. Because remember, Levi didn't get a typical inheritance, so they were supposed to just be given like cities within all of these, like given inheritance within these lands, right? So he's like, hey, you got to give us those cities. 3. And the children of Israel gave unto the Levites out of their inheritance, at the commandment of the Lord, these cities and their suburbs. And the lot came out for the family of the Kohathites, and the children of Aaron the priest, which were of the Levites, had by lot out of the tribe of Judah, and out of the tribe of Simeon, and out of the tribe of Benjamin, 13 cities. Because remember, the children of Aaron, like Aaron and his sons, the priests, in other words, they came from the family of Kohath. But because they're the priests, they get first pick, they get special pick, right? So Aaron and his sons, they're out of Judah and Simeon and Benjamin, while verse 5, and the rest of the children of Kohath had by lot out of the families of the tribe of Ephraim, and now the tribe of Dan, and now the half tribe of Manasseh, 10 cities. But so they're separated, because remember, like, Kohathites aren't priests. The Levites in general aren't priests. So the priests had their own sort of special place, and then the rest of the Kohathites were like somewhere else. 6. And the children of Gershon had by lot out of the families of the tribe of Issachar, and out of the tribe of Asher, and out of the tribe of Naphtali, and out of the half tribe of Manasseh and Bashan, 13 cities. The children of Merari by their families had out of the tribe of Reuben, and out of the tribe of Gad, and out of the tribe of Zebulun, 12 cities. And the children of Israel gave by lot unto the Levites these cities with their suburbs, as the Lord commanded by the hand of Moses. And they gave out of the tribe of the children of Judah, and now the tribe of the children of Simeon, these cities which are here mentioned by name, which the children of Aaron, being of the family of the Kohathites, who were of the children of Levi, had. For theirs was the first lot. They're priests. They get the first pick. Again, first lot. And they gave them the city of Arba, the father of Anak, which city is Hebron, in the hill country of Judah, with the suburbs thereof round about. But the fields of the city and the villages thereof gave they to Caleb the son of Jephunneh for his possession. So they had the city, but all the fields and the villages around it. So you can think of it like if you live in like New York or something, right? Like there's New York City and there are a bunch of small towns around New York City and all the land around it, where the Levites got New York City, but you guys got the city though. You don't get everything else that's around and kind of attached to it. So Caleb got all of that. Well, they got like technically the city itself, right? 13. Thus they gave to the children of Aaron the priest Hebron with her suburbs to be a city of refuge for the slayer, and Libnah with her suburbs, and Jetur with her suburbs, and Eshtemoa with her suburbs, and Halon with her suburbs, and Debir with her suburbs, and Ain with her suburbs, and Jutah with her suburbs, and Bethshemesh with her suburbs. 9 cities out of those 2 tribes. And now the tribe of Benjamin, Gibeon with her suburbs, Geba with her suburbs, Anathoth with her suburbs, and Almon with her suburbs, 4 cities. All the cities of the children of Aaron the priests were 13 cities with their suburbs. And the families of the children of Kohath, the Levites, which remained to the children of Kohath, even they had the cities of their lot out of the tribe of Ephraim. For they gave them Shechem with her suburbs in Mount Ephraim, to be a city of refuge for the slayer, and Gezer with her suburbs, and Kibzaim with her suburbs, and Beth-horon with her suburbs, 4 cities. And out of the tribe of Dan, El-Tekah with her suburbs, Gibbethon with her suburbs, Ajalon with her suburbs, Gath-Rimmon with her suburbs, 4 cities. And out of the half-tribe of Manasseh, Tanakh with her suburbs, Gath-Rimmon with her suburbs, 2 cities. All the cities were 10 with their suburbs for the families of the children of Kohath that remained. And unto the children of Gershon, of the families of the Levites, out of the other half-tribe of Manasseh, they gave Golan and Bashan with her suburbs to be a city of refuge for the slayer, and Besh-terah with her suburbs, 2 cities. And out of the tribe of Issachar, Kishon with her suburbs, Dabra with her suburbs, Jarmuth with her suburbs, and Ganim with her suburbs, 4 cities. And out of the tribe of Asher, Mishal with her suburbs, Abdon with her suburbs, Helkath with her suburbs, and Rehob with her suburbs, 4 cities. And now the tribe of Naphtali, Kadesh and Galilee with her suburbs, to be a city of refuge for the slayer. And Hamath Dor with her suburbs, and Kartan with her suburbs, 3 cities. And all the cities of the Gershonites, according to their families, were 13 cities with their suburbs. And unto the families of the children of Merari, the rest of the Levites out of the tribe of Zebulun, Jokneam with her suburbs, and Karta with her suburbs, Dimnah with her suburbs, Nahalal with her suburbs, 4 cities. And out of the tribe of Reuben, Bezer with her suburbs, and Jehaza with her suburbs, Kedemoth with her suburbs, and Mephath with her suburbs, 4 cities. And out of the tribe of Gad, Ramoth and Gilead with her suburbs, to be a city of refuge for the slayer, and Mahanaim with her suburbs, Heshbon with her suburbs, Jazer with her suburbs, 4 cities in all. So all the cities for the children of Merari by their families, which were remaining of the families of the Levites, were by their lot 12 cities. All the cities of the Levites within the possession of the children of Israel were 48 cities with their suburbs. These cities were every one with their suburbs round about them. Thus were all these cities. And the Lord gave unto Israel all the land which he sware to give unto their fathers, and they possessed it and dwelt therein. And the Lord gave them rest round about according to all that he sware unto their fathers. And there stood not a man of all their enemies before them. The Lord delivered all their enemies into their hands. There failed not aught of any good thing which the Lord had spoken unto the house of Israel. All came to pass. All right, Joshua 21.
Great, man.
Thank you very much.
All the different sons of Levi. And I'm pretty sure from here, there's nothing else that I can remember. Now all the allocated land has been allocated. We got all the tribes got their land. City of refuge has been established. The cities of the Levites has been established. Am I missing something else? Not that I remember. I'm pretty sure that's
I don't believe so.
Yeah, so in terms of the land and how it's going to be organized, we seen all of that happen today. So yesterday we talked about the conquering of the land, and today was like the allocating of the land, which was a good read. It was good.
Yeah.
It almost seems like it's funny to me reading Joshua because it's like, dang, it's almost like he got to do the fun part. You know what I'm saying? Like Moses was like, he, you know what I'm saying, gave the law. He was pretty much the teacher of the people, really. Taught us everything that we were supposed to do and that we were supposed to know. Gave us the wisdom and understanding of God, all that. But in terms, it almost seems like he was faced with headache after headache after headache.
Yeah, most definitely.
And don't get wrong, Joshua was too. But it's like he got, you know what I'm saying, he was out fighting, conquering land, you know, giving it out, just building up what it is to be Israel, right? So it's kind of interesting.
Oh, no, most definitely. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
You got anything outside that you want to read?
There's a place I had in mind, but do you have one? If you have a better one, no. I want to look at that Matthew 5. I mentioned closer towards the beginning. It has a lot less to do with the actual, with the reading of Joshua today, but I still do think it relates. So it's like around the end. Okay. So this is Matthew 5. I will start at 38. Right. You have heard that hath been said, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. Which is like that's something we read. We read in the law, like talking about judgment, like everyone is getting repaid for whatever they did. They did some wickedness, it gets paid back to them, right? They're saying an eye for an eye and tooth for tooth is literally there. I think it was Leviticus specifically is where they mention it. But so he's like, well, you get this. This is what you heard. 39. By saying to you that ye resist not evil, but whosoever shall smite thee on thy right cheek, turn to him the other also. So there's nothing wrong about, there's not wrong eye for an eye or tooth for a tooth now. No, but it's the same way. The vengeance belongeth to the Lord. He's the one that returns an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. Judgment is not ours to make, nor is punishment. Right? So I say unto you that you resist not evil. So it's saying that, that's your job is not to return evil onto others. But whosoever shall smite thee on thy right cheek, turn to him the other also. But you return evil, wickedness, with kindness, right? If any man will sue thee at the law, take away thy coat, let him have thy cloak also. This is not even saying if someone needs it, if someone asks for it. It's saying someone sues you. So it's basically they sue you and they take what you have. They take your coat, let him have thy cloak. Give him your cloak also. He treats you evilly, you treat him with kindness. Whosoever shall compel thee to go a mile, go with him twain. This is an example more so of help. But if they say, hey, I need you to come a mile with me. Hey, go with him twain, meaning 2. So go with them 2 miles. Someone needs help of you, you do even more good than what they ask. Give to him that asketh thee, and from him that would borrow thee, turn not thou away. So if someone asks you for something, you give it to him. If someone needs to borrow something, or they ask for you to lend them something, hey, don't even turn not thou away. Don't even reject them. Ye have heard that hath been said, thou shalt love thy neighbor and hate thine enemy. So this is the way you've been taught to behave, or you've heard to behave, right? That those you love, you treat with love, and you hate those who are your enemy. But I say to you, love your enemies, Bless them that curse you. Do good to them that hate you, and pray for them which despitefully use you and persecute you. Treat everyone with love, right? You said like to love your neighbor, love your friend, but also love and treat with love those who treat you poorly, your enemies, those that curse and hate you. That ye may be the children of your Father which is in heaven. Because when you really think about it, isn't that what Christ did with everyone all the time? Especially when he came down here and died. He didn't just die for the people who believed in him. Not at all. He died for the whole world. As he was getting beat and spit upon, he was doing all that for the people who beat him and spat on him. So, if that's what Christ did, and we're to follow his example, how could that not be what we do now? Right? You get what I mean? How could we not return kindness, return evil with kindness? Right? How can we not do that? How's that even possible? He's telling us to do it, and we saw him do it. So, what excuse do we have? Right? 46. For if ye love them which love you, what reward have ye? Do not even the publicans the same? So you can think of publicans even as sinners, right? So it's if we're supposed to be followers of God, and we're supposed to act more righteous, we're supposed to be better, right? It doesn't mean we are better, right? Don't think that because you're a Christian or you behave a certain way that somehow you are better. That's the whole point. We're all sinners, right? But as followers of Christ, we are supposed to act better, right? If our idea is that we just treat those who love us with love, well, that's what everyone does. That's the basis standard of everyone does that. You're not special. You're not really doing right. You're not doing any better. That's what everyone does, and they're very. It's an exception today to find someone more or less that treats everyone that treats them with love with hate. You'll see that. But it takes something special. It takes love and charity to treat those that hate you with love. Right? 47. If ye salute your brethren only, what do ye then more than others? It's if you're only kind, you only help out those who love you and those who have helped you out. What's so special about it? Do not even the publicans so. Everyone does that. Be ye therefore perfect, even as your Father which is in heaven is perfect. So, remember, charity is the bond of perfectness. And that's what this is. Treat everyone with love. That's how you make yourself perfect. Acting in love. Because remember, love is really the summary of the whole law. Loving the Lord with all your heart, soul, and mind, and love your neighbor as yourself. Love is really the summary of the whole law. So if you act in love, you're making yourself perfect. But, yeah, that was all we wanted to go to.
All right, let's go to John 13. Because that was a spectacular point. Can I get your Bible though?
Yeah, sure.
Because this is not having read and throwing me off. John 13 and verse 16. And it all goes to the point how you just brought up. And you said it before, but it's this is God we're talking about, who came down on this earth and died for us, right? And you even pointed out, he didn't just die for, think about Paul as an example. Paul hated Jesus, you know what I'm saying? And it was able to turn and become a great, a great servant of God, a great teacher of Christ, someone who he just was persecuting, you know what I'm saying, a few years ago, right? And it's but that's what he died, like he said, like Peter told us, God wished that all come to repentance. He died so everyone could have that chance to come to repentance, even those that hated him, right? But point being, John chapter 13 and verse, I'm going to start at 6. It says, Then cometh he to Simon Peter, and Peter said unto him, No. Verse 5. After that he poureth the water in a basin, talking about Jesus, and began to wash the disciples' feet, and to wipe them with the towel wherewith he was girded. Then cometh he to Simon Peter, and Peter said unto him, Lord, dost thou wash my feet? So now it's Peter's turn to get his feet washed. And he's like, Lord, you about to wash my feet? In verse 7, Jesus answered and said unto him, What I do, thou knowest not now, but thou shalt know hereafter. Peter said unto him, Thou shalt never wash my feet. So he's like, Nah, Lord, you're not going to wash my feet. And it was really a thing of respect. Like, you're Jesus, you're God. Like, you don't wash my feet, I'll wash yours, right? But but God was doing, Jesus was doing something bigger. He was really making a deeper point than just washing somebody's feet. I'm gonna read verse 8 again. Peter said unto him, Thou shalt never wash my feet. And Jesus answered him, If I wash thee not, thou hast no part with me. Right? Verse 9. Simon Peter said unto him, Lord, not my feet only, but also my hands and my head. Point being, Jesus was like, if I don't wash you, you have no part. And Peter was like, you know what, Lord? Like, don't wash just my feet, wash my head and my hands. Like, wash everything. But verse 10, Jesus said to him, He that is washed needeth not to save to wash his feet, but is clean every whit. And ye are clean, but not all. For he knew who should betray him. Therefore he said, ye are not all clean, pointing to Judas, right? Verse 12. So after he had washed their feet and had taken his garments and was set down again, he said unto them, Know ye what I have done to you? Ye call me master and Lord, and ye say well, for so am I. So he's like, y'all call me master, y'all call me Lord, and you do well, because I am. Verse 14. If I then, your Lord and master, have washed your feet, ye also to wash one another's feet, right? Point being, you're looking on to, like, if he was able to humble himself as God, not only to come on earth, but to make himself a servant on this earth as God, so can you. Like, washing another man's feet is like the most, like, that is one of the definitions of servitude, really. You know what I'm saying? For you to bow down and wash another man's feet, it's testifying that you are a servant, really. Mm-hmm. And the fact that Jesus, God on earth, as we read in Colossians 2, when it says he humbled himself down like unto a man in the fashion thereof, he became a man and washed another man's feet. So he's like, the same way, he said, you call me Lord and Master, and yes, I am that. I am Master. I am Lord. He's Lord of Lords, right? And he says, ye also ought to wash another's feet, meaning you need to be serving others as well. Verse 15, for I have given you an example that ye should do as I have done. So he's like taking it back to the beginning when he said, what I do, thou knowest not now, but thou shalt know after. This is what he was talking about. This is what he was doing. He was giving them an example that he came to serve and to look. He came really to die for them. The whole purpose of Jesus was to look after everyone else. Like, and nothing that he did was he selfish. And the point is, neither shall you be. Right? Verse 16, verily, verily, I say unto you, the servant is not greater than his Lord, neither he that is sent greater than he that sent him. So point being, if he's Lord and he was able to wash other man's feet and look onto the things of others, and taking it back to his point, which is why we're here, he was able to be spit on, you know what I'm saying, beat, all for no reason, and to be able to turn the other cheek and still show love to these people. We should be able to do the same thing. And it all ends with verse 17. If ye know these things, happy are ye if ye do them. Point being, we're supposed to be happy in doing these things, right? We're supposed to be happy turning the other cheek. We're supposed to be happy blessing those that curse us. Jesus, you know what I'm saying? Jesus he did it. And the servant is not greater than his master. So can we. And we're supposed to do that, right? Like he said, it is written in time, eye for an eye too. But I say unto you that when a man smite thee, turn the other cheek, right? Like, that's a commandment from the Lord. Point being, Jesus was able to go through all this stuff. Jesus suffered for our sakes, so we can suffer for other people's sakes. You get what I'm saying? Which, yeah, but that's what I wanted to go to, because just to go off what you were talking about. But yeah, that's it. You got anything on that?
No, I mean it's the same thing. Like whether we deem it like suffering for others or just kindness and giving, it's all the same thing.
Right.
Because suffering for another is a form of kindness too.
Yeah.
It's all the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just the point of being selfless rather than selfish.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, nothing else to say or add to that.
Okay.
All right, yeah. Fantastic. Yeah. Then with that, that's where we will finish off for today. As always, thank you for joining us. We got some good reading done. I think this means that tomorrow we're definitely going to finish the book of Joshua. We'll get into the book of Judges, which is always amazing. Oh, hi, Miss Tamika. Hi, Jennifer. Hello. But yeah. Nothing else for me to really say. I want to sleep blinking. So just as always, thank you for joining us. Lord willing, we'll finish tomorrow. We'll pick up Judges, which is it's one of my favorite books. Amazing read. But no, thank you, Miss Tamika. Have a good night. Peace.